Welcome to the world's largest mushroom man, psychedelic and a gnome. And welcome to you to another early morning Sunday show. And welcome back to another early morning Sunday show. The show that's extremely consistent, where every week you're guaranteed I'm screwing it up. So cheers to you. And for those in the US, happy 4th of July, which is a great time because now all of us can go out and buy explosives, start throwing them, blowing off hands, blowing up whatever. When I was a kid, loved fireworks. Uh, yeah, we were reckless, we were stupid, we were idiots with it. But damn, it was so much fun. And there was always a stand where you'd go up and go, psst, psst, you got the good stuff. And then they'd reach under the counter and they would pull out the kind of fireworks that would shoot a trash can straight up into the air. They were illegal, but they were there. But you had to, psst, hey, got the good stuff. God, it was good. As I got older, of course, more of these was, there was a lot of people getting maimed, parts blowing off. So they kept outlawing it more and more and more. Now suddenly it's like, hey, we got smoke bombs. Look at this. It's smoke. It smells like sulfur. It's like, it's not nearly as much fun. Let's face it. We like things that blow stuff up. I'm probably going to get raided by the FBI now. Oh, well. The opening, that was in Omaha, Nebraska during that trip. Lorenzen, I believe is how I pronounce it. I have no idea. Arboretum. Beautiful spot. I remember when it first started, my mom and I went up there, and it was just this rose garden sitting on top of this huge bluff as you come into Omaha. And there's actually, I wish I'd photographed, showing it, but there's two of the largest railroad engines ever made. Somehow they put them up on top of this bluff. There's a big boy and then this diesel engine. But now these gardens has expanded and has grown. And on the other side of the interstate that's by is Henry Doorly Zoo, which is one of the U.S.'s biggest zoos and one of the best. Well, now these gardens, amazing. So it was a very hot day, but it was just wonderful time. So hope you enjoyed those. And they had a train. I like trains, so that was really cool. But we're going to get right going. So actually, I got quite a bit of records. But so the very first group of records, it starts with a story. Once upon a time. Actually, I'm down in our neighboring town. We're Sagan. I'm in the shopping mall with my wife. We're in Victoria's Secrets. And I get this text. Call me right away. Now, yes, I understand I'm old. And I'm in Victoria's Secrets. It's always weird to see old people in a place like that. At my particular age in life, I you know, when you're younger, you go to Victoria's Secrets, and it's very exciting. You know, you envision. Of course, you know, there's different outfits on your wife. You go, wow, wow, wow. Now, of course, the wife's going, that's the most uncomfortable stuff in the whole wide world. But you don't care because you're not putting it on. Well, maybe some do, but otherwise you're not putting this on, and it doesn't matter. Oh no, you know, and you're willing to spend $500 for that bra and panty set because you're just, this is great. Now I hit the time in life where I look at anything in there and I go, God, that's like 2 or 3 record albums. Are you really going to wear it? I don't think so. No, I don't think we have to have that whatsoever. Um, my wife likes the perfume there. That's when you become old, she likes the perfume. The talcum powder is very nice. So, you know, these go. So, but we're in there. And I get this text, it's from Dave, who used to be local bandography. Now he's the vinyl chairman, and he's someone that there's a channel just worth checking out. That guy, the guy's great. I love this man to death, and he knows how to make people spend money. So I go out and I call him. He goes, dude, Dylan Noble Records. He got in Zamrock, and he sends me a couple pictures. He goes, I just picked these up. And says, you got to get a hold of him. He has stuff you have to have. Dave is like my a vinyl drug pusher. I mean, a vinyl pusher. I mean, he is. He just, you got to have this. You got to have this. And I bought a ton of stuff because of Dave sending me texts, whatever, pictures. You got to buy this. You need to have this. And I go, okay, Dave, all right. I will. So I do get a hold of Dylan at Noble Records. And yeah, I've known Dylan for many years since he first started. And I just never had a chance to get down there. And I did check, I can get down there for $350 airplane fare flight. And there's a hotel right across the street. So, yep, getting closer to going down there. So Dylan sends me pictures. He says, yeah, I got all this stuff. He has someone down in Zambia, or a couple people, whatever, out there looking for records. You know, he's contracted them, and some of they're finding them because these things are hard to find. I mean, you just never see Zamrock, and they're sending him all kinds of this other stuff, and I was able to get some. And the condition of these records, if you were in a normal record store and you saw this, you'd say, no way on God's green earth I would ever buy this. But Zamrock, it doesn't matter. It can't be found. It's Zamrock. Because the albums, there wasn't tons of them made, and they used them for anything else. I know I've talked about this a million times, but they would use the records for something. They might use them for a dish. They were just thrown into corners. They take the cover, and they might use it as a patch on a wall. You used what you had to just take care of some other problem. So I got these albums, and we're going to begin with. I'm going to show 3 from Ricky Ilonga, and I'll show some others later on, but we're going to start with, this is the godfather of Zamrock. This man, he was inspired by the Beatles, he was inspired by The Who, James Brown, Buddy Holly. He was studying to be a politician. He went down to Syracuse University. He studied there. He's going to be a politician. But he heard the music of Osibisa, and it told him, that music said, you need to be a musician. And so he did. And he formed the group Museo Tunya, which I need to find an album of that. And Dylan from Noble Records, he has gotten some crazy good albums off. You watch his channel, which is half the world is subscribed to Dylan's channel. I mean, it's to watch how he's rocketed. It's been amazing. But this is the first solo album, and it's Zambia from Ricky Ilonga. This, to me, is the single best Zamrock album you can find. It's right, Witch is right behind it. Witch is right there with them. Both of them are the essential Zamrock. Lazy Bones, incredible. So this came out in 1975. It's in a special jacket. This thing, it's beat to piss. And here's, you could see the vinyl. Half of Africa is in the grooves. Now Dylan cleaned these. And I'm gonna play you a sample, and it's like, wow, that's loud. But the label, this is one of the best Zamrock. And you look at a price on these, even a poor condition, it goes for a lot of money. And Dylan was extremely fair with the pricing on these. And for someone who loves Zamrock, this is like a grail. This is pure excitement. It was recently reissued, and I showed that, a few weeks back, the reissue, and it is worth to get. Now, you don't have to have the original, because, you know what, I played it just to let you hear what it sounds like, but the fact is, I won't. I have my other one, but this was incredible from 1975. Then we had from 1978, we have, he did this one here. This is called Dread Eyes. I'll take this one out. And these covers, it's actually kind of cool, because special thanks to my family and friends. Now, I don't know who that autograph. I don't look like, it's not Ricky Olonga, because that don't look like his thing, name or whatever. But it's just amazing, just amazing. This album cover isn't as bad, but some of these look like that, a lion or a leopard was entering, the area, and you didn't know what to do, and so you fought them off with the vinyl and the record covers. That's what it looks like. And here's the label on this one. Again, just so different. The vinyl on this is better. This album here, the first one, when you think of Ricky Olonga's music, he took like folk, typical folk music, and then he just put in fuzz and psych distortion into it, making it his own. And Zambia's like that. This one here, it still has a lot of that fuzz and psych going, but you start to hear the reggae beat. It's coming in on this one, and you can feel it. And just another great Zamrock album, Dread Eyes. Then, a few years later, now, and he has, he's putting out an album about once a year. This one came out in 1981. This is Shantytown Boy in 81. This, here's what the label looks like. He is embracing reggae a whole lot more. You definitely feel it happening on here. Fairly flimsy. And it has that definite reggae beat going on. Now there's no nudity on that. Sorry, everyone. And there's more ballads on this one, which is, he's changing up. He's changing where it's at. So this isn't necessarily, you don't have, he's moved away from that Zamrock of the 70s, but everyone had, because the 70s Zamrock was dead. That was no more. Disco had taken over. Also reggae had taken over. And you feel that on this one. These are incredible finds, and this from Dylan, isn't that great? It's his new design. This thing is so well done. Even the record albums here. I see the Velvet Underground, 13 for Velvet Peters, Led Zeppelin, Randy Holdman. There's Allman Brothers. There's only one I can't quite make out on there. Fantastic stuff. Dylan tossed in the box, and so I got a couple orders from him, and this, I said, even a beat up copy, it costs some money. But for me, this love of African music from the 70s, Zamrock in particular, You know, I love what Kuti was doing in Nigeria. Don't get me wrong, that's great. But Zamrock's my favorite. That's wonderful. And Dylan's has shown so many great albums from there that he has brought into his collection. Amazing stuff. So super excited about that. Happy to share that with you guys.
Way down, down on my knees, whenever I want to catch my breath. The whole again it steps, sucking on me.
So let's get into the next thing, and we're going over to England. And for those of you that tune in for the soft porn, you're in luck. And we have Wicked Lady. And I couldn't show these on Instagram. They got kicked off, if you can believe it. Wicked Lady is a group that came out of Northampton, I believe. It's a power trio. Formed in 68, broke up in 72, and that was 2 lineup changes that they had. This group, and there's a second album here. Here's their second one. Yeah. Now, here I have my original vinyl, because I just bought this reissue, and then the flood had happened, so I lost it. So I had this one, The Axeman Cometh. And then, of course, this one here is Psychotic Overkill. And it's the singles put out by this group and whatever else they had. They had a liberal use of feedback, shall we say. They like to have a lot of feedback. And they had an extremely large biker following, which was their curse. That large biker following, promoters didn't want them. They were relegated to the club scene because everyone was scared to death to bring them in on what elements might come with them. So they could never break it big. It is Black Sabbath type riffs. I mean, absolutely pure, like Black Sabbath type feel. The issue is it doesn't have the Black Sabbath rhythm of Ward and Butler. And that, to me, is the magic of Black Sabbath. I mean, Omi's great, but it's that rhythm section that goes on that drives it, and they're missing that on this power trio. So this one is still sealed up because I actually have the vinyl, because I'd saved the vinyl from it. I mean, so I really liked it a lot. These are easy to find out there. They're not like difficult because they're newer reissues. So it was, now I have them both. The Axeman Cometh and Psychotic Overkill by Wicked Lady. And soft porn strikes again. Next came, this was inspired by Vinyl Richie. Vinyl Richie did his 1973 best albums, and one that he put up there was this one, Fresh. And I have seen Fresh for years, but I've never bought this. After Riot's Going On, I quit buying Sly Stone because I always thought, all right, this guy's, he's so coked up, so fueled, everything turns into a drug haze. And I thought, I'm probably not going to like it. And so I totally have ignored this album. And when Vinyl Richie showed it and said, this is one of the best albums of 73, I took notice and I wrote him. I go, what? I mean, is that, I mean, and I just asked him questions about it. And he says, this thing is awesomely good. I mean, really, really liked it. And I respect his opinion. So I bought this thing, and man, was I a moron for passing this up all this years. So Fresh came out in 73. It's after Right Going On. This is warmer. It is more welcoming than a Right Going On. Yes, there is some drug roll. He does Que Sera Sera, and it just sounds like they're in a narcotic haze. I mean, it's just like, what the, like here, it's just like, yeah, I'm a little bit out there. And that's what that sounds like. But the album itself, it's filled with social commentary, but it's not as dark. So it's kind of going back to the earlier albums that had tons of social commentary, but yet you could dance to it. And it made it really interesting. It's If You Want Me to Stay was a song, and that's just, has this funk, bass driven beat going on. The song Thankful and Thoughtful is the horn section on this thing drives a groove, and the wah-wah guitar is incredibly good. Oh, what was that? Skin I'm In, another great song. There's just this dancing, exciting, upbeat feeling to that song. But then you got songs like Keep on Dancing. What's it called here? Keep on Dancing. Yeah, Keep on Dancing. Basically, it's Dance to the Music Part 2. It's just like, well, we're running out of stuff. Really love the groove on that one. Let's bring that back. So that was kind of stupid. But overall, what a great album that I have missed out. Just an absolute funky, great classic. I like this better than There's a Right Going On. Right Going On was an important album, no doubt, historically. This thing, though, is just a fun listen and really exciting stuff. So super happy to get this one. Great stuff. Got John Lee Hooker here. This is John Lee Hooker, Simply the Truth, 68 it came out. This was recorded in New York by a group of musicians that many had never met each other. They met each other for the first time. They come to record and say, hi, how are you? Hi, who are you? I'm this, I've done this, la, 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 la. But they're trying to find a group to play with John Lee Hooker. The harmonica player, a guy named Helen Rosenthal, something like that. He'd never even been in a recording studio, but he plays a hell of a good harmonica. Kind of call and response. Hooker sings, harmonica comes in. The group gave this album a much more contemporary feel to it, and it sounds great. I really like it a lot, and the whole point of this group was of these professional musicians, for the most part professional, was to put down a groove to keep Hooker on track, because Hooker tended to stray all the time and he would switch time signatures. So that's what they want to do. And it is great. I Want a Boogaloo has this really funky organ going on. I Don't Want to Go to Vietnam. It's just incredibly great harp playing happening there. Miniskirt Blues, just pure fun. This is just a great Hooker album. Really good stuff. And it came out in 1968, Simply the Truth, John Lee Hooker. If you see that, it's not a super expensive album, well worth buying.
Yes, sir.
one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, Kill Bill 1. I had the CD for years, but Rachel, the music man, she keeps showing this. No, Rachel's Ghost now. Sorry, I just did a contest video for her. If you missed that, midweek, and I had a lot of fun. I was on location doing stuff, and it sounded like I was in a hurricane on one of them. But this is a phenomenal. This is one of those. Someone knew what they were doing when they made the soundtrack, because this has, torch songs. It has menacing rockabilly. They take ancient slasher movie scores, blaxploitation. They take funk, swing, 70s discos in here, Japanese punk, pop, and it's all tied in with spaghetti western type feel. All of it's in here. The thing is, these songs can stand up on their own. It isn't like you have to keep it together as a soundtrack to make sense. No, this stuff is so damn good, it stands on its own. I love the movie Kill Bill, but what makes a great movie is a better soundtrack. This thing is absolutely the most outstanding soundtrack. Maybe not my all-time favorite, but it has to be right up there. The song on here, there's Battle Without Honor or Humanity. And that song, to me, has the most bad-ass drums. It is thunderous. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, now see, now I can't even think of that rhythm. But then these horns come in. I mean, when I hear that song, you just want to make that to an intro to a video. But just so much of this is blocked, and you can't play it, and which is just too bad, because this stuff is so freaking good. Great stuff. Last one real quick. Got this. Roxy is the name of the group, and the album's called Roxy. Try to look them up, and all you get is Roxy music. It's hard to find anything from this. But this came out in '69. They did one album. It's pop rock, power pop, psych rock, country rock. It's just a mishmash. There's blues rock. There's funky organ going on. It's okay, but to me, it's a group that really didn't know what they wanted to be when they grew up, and so they were just throwing stuff out there to see what's going on. I bought it because, ooh, look at those outfits. You know, the old, who's like, not really. It's okay. You know, yeah, it's okay. The singing, vocals are, it's okay. A lot of organ, it's okay. But, yeah. Roxy, something different. I wouldn't go out of your way to buy. If you find it, you might want to buy it, but I sure wouldn't be dreaming about it at night. And it has creepy clowns.
From west of Brooklyn to Chicago, I tell you, brother, we're in trouble.
That's it. All right. Fantastic. That was a lot of records this week. So thanks for sticking with me. And let's do it again next week just for fun. I'm taking vacation. LPGA is coming to town. Yes, I'll be out on the golf course. Got tickets for 3 days just to sit out there with a book and watch the ladies golfers come by and do one of these. Last year, remember, I was on TV. Maybe this year again. Have a great day. Bye.